My mom doesn't like driving on the highway, so when I was a teenager, we'd take the back way when visiting my grandparents. There was one town we'd always pass through that gave us the creeps. It was very small. No grocery store, no gas station, just some houses, a church, and a community center that was weirdly nowhere near the rest of the town. A lot of main roads went near it, but not through it. It was the kind of place that most people didn't pass, though. We never saw anyone on the street. Occasionally, you'd see a shadowy figure peeking out from a porch, but that was it. There was a huge park with a nice-looking playground that we never saw a single child at. If vampires were real, this is definitely where they'd live. Once, me and my mom decided to drive down a side street in this town just to see what was there. We came across a car repair shop, which was weird, because we never saw any cars there. And as soon as we approached, this guy came out. His face was not the shape of a normal human face. It was kind of lumpy. Obviously, some people have facial deformities, nothing scary about that. But there was something so unsettling about this guy. He stormed out and then just stopped and stared at us with the angriest look I've ever seen. It didn't help that this was the only human we'd ever seen outside in a town we'd driven through dozens of times. We quickly got out of there and never explored that side street again. So, my friend and I were hanging out with two of her guy friends Friday night after school, and the plans were that we were having a sleepover at my friend's house. We were just hanging out around town, nothing much to do in a small GA town, but walk around the town square and go to the trails. My girlfriend, a couple friends and I visited this abandoned old amphitheater in upstate NY, near a mostly empty old mining town. It was supposedly haunted after like 5 murders happened there. People had told us that if we wanted a real experience that we should go there. So we did. It was a cold night in the fall, and it took us forever to find it and a while to even find our way inside. We had flashlights and those disposable cameras. We heard crazy shit, and in one room, chairs literally slid across a floor. But the super fucked part was when my buddy's girlfriend screamed. Said something grabbed her. She was absolutely inconsolable, so we bounced. In the car, she insisted we look at the back of her arm, and it was a bite mark. Not some little thing, guys. Like upper and lower teeth, red and bruised. It looked like a small game trap had closed on her arm. We took probably 100 pictures in there, and the guy at the Walmart development place said none of the rolls came out, like they had been exposed to light. I was in St. Louis on a work trip. I was staying at some creepy hotel that gave me real Shining vibes. It was really creepy. I felt uncomfortable in my room. I've had episodes of sleep paralysis since I was a kid, but they never bothered me until it happened in that hotel. I woke up at about 3 a.m. I remember clearly seeing that on the alarm clock. I was on my stomach with my arms at my side, facing the clock radio and the door. I could see the hallway light coming in from under the door. I had this feeling like something was sitting on the small of my back. I couldn't move, but even if I could, I was too scared to try and look. My cell phone was on the bed in front of me, and I thought, everything would be fine if I just called my mom. I couldn't move to get the phone. After a few minutes, I felt this cold pressure push into my lower back and shoot up towards my head and down towards my feet. I was able to move after that. I was there for a few more days and was so glad to get out of that hotel.